And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 56.9 kilograms and trains under Sammy Cassidy and Urban Kumachev out of Southside MMA and Tawar Striking. His professional record stands at 7 wins, 3 losses, fighting out of Chicago, USA by way of Phuket, Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Colton the Monster Kielbasa. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 56.9 kilograms and trains under Steve Horton out of Queensland, boasting a professional record, 4 wins, 1 loss, fighting out of Perth, Australia. Make some noise for Frank the Tank Jankowski.
Alright guys, make sure you defend yourselves at all times, make sure you listen to my instructions at all times. I ask you to break cleanly. Any questions? Touch gloves, back to your corners please.
No questions as to who the HBF Stadium is behind here this evening. The chants of Frank the Tank.
Are you ready?
Echo.
Are you ready?
Throughout these walls. First of 5 possible championship rounds. Frank the Tank versus the monster, Colton Kielbasa.
You don't want to blink. These guys are so fast and explosive. Kielbasa in southpaw to start this one. Sam Cassidy, the striking coach, known for his ability.
Here we go.
Oh!
Down goes the Tank, and the monster off to a great start here in the early stages of round 1.
How's that big ground and pound at flyweight from Kielbasa? He really packs a punch, doesn't he? Looking to try and find the back nerve of Jankowski, but if Jankowski can step over those legs and start to come up on top, he might find himself in a good position. He needs to draw his right elbow to the near side now, but the torso of Kielbasa blocking it off. Kielbasa's going to be really good in this scramble. This is where the wrestler really excels, especially at the lighter weight classes, and look at that, comes up on top.
Once again, huge thanks to our friends at OnlyFans, where creators earn. And our prelim card was streamed live and exclusive on OnlyFans, setting the stage for us here on UFC Fight Pass. Look at this, Matt.
Giving it a little bit of the Beyonce, a little bit of twerk. Some good work there, trying to shake the legs free from Jankowski. But it's the American Kielbasa trying to backpack the former challenger early. And this is when you don't want your granddad to walk into the room. Big MCT. He'll stick to him like glue, will Kielbasa. I can't quite see what's going on with the hands. He might try and switch here to attack. He might try and attack here with the Kimura grip. But he's not in a great position to do it as Kielbasa because he's got the cage in his way. So will he commit to this and try and get the sweep? If he can just create a little bit of space, he might be able to get something going and create a scramble. But for the minute, it's Frank Jankowski who survived a little bit of trouble.
Great defense from Frank the Tank thus far, grabbing the inside of the thigh, preventing any further extension on the Kimura attempt. Nice elbow to the ribs now. Not sure that'll hurt Colton Kielbasa. He is built like a fire hydrant, as you said, Matt Williams.
Mate, he's about 97% lat, isn't he? He's got a big old back.
He does. And you saw the strength early on. It was almost like a man versus boy in there.
Oh, it was a huge takedown. He picked him up squat and just drove him down. Now look at this. Now Kielbasa is starting to create a little bit of a better angle for himself. He needs to use his legs here. He's got to come up on top with the Kimura as Kielbasa.
Oh, wow. Colton Kielbasa isolating that left arm. It's going to take a bit more than that to get Frank the Tank out of there. Great reversal from Jankowski.
Yeah, he just hung on it too long. He got a bit carried away. He'd already come up on top. He just needed to let it go, but he's allowed Frank the Tank back into this fight. And he's delivering some big knees there to the solar plexus, threatening the neck too, is Jankowski. Hands separated now, comes up to with his head above that of Kielbasa, trying to land some big knees. He's got great dexterity in those hips. Does Jankowski, and we see the boys set up to the applause of HBF Stadium T.
Listen to this crowd, Matt. They have come to life in our first championship matchup of the evening. Colton Kielbasa doesn't seem to bother him, looking for his second takedown so far.
Yeah, and if he can connect his hands here, Jankowski needs to let go of that position because he's going to go skyward. Watch Kielbasa get his hips in close to that rear leg, and he'll look to get all his weight under the hips of Jankowski, and he does.
2 from 2 for the monster.
Jankowski needs to be very cautious in those exchanges. He's going to be much better served to create space and use his striking, because Kielbasa will wrestle for 25 rounds if he's given half an opportunity tonight. And there's no way this lad's getting tired. Great position now to land some ground and pound from the American. Jankowski needs to get up to his feet and start separating those hands. Much the same as he did to Etchell. You betcha Kielbasa's going to be ready to implement the second phase of his wrestling. Head above that of Jankowski, just waiting for those 3 points of contact to become 2. Here go upstairs to the chin, does Kielbasa. 10 seconds to go.
Final 10 of round 1, back and forth. They have gone action-packed. Here in Perth. What a round, Matt Williams. Frank the Tank chants reigning throughout the HBF Stadium, round number 2.
Back on the feet now, and there's those kicks of Jankowski trying to go upstairs. This is what I'd like to see more of from him. He's a very creative kicker. And he's finding a moment there with his boxing. Needs not to get restless here, Big T, because it'll just take one level change from Kielbasa, and he'll find those hips. That's better from Jankowski. There's that second phase from Kielbasa, and it tries to go for the takedown himself, does Jankowski. I don't understand that decision-making process, T, as he's ended up front headlock position with a really high-level wrestler, and this is exactly what he wants. Tries to hit the peak out on the far side, nothing doing. That's a very tight front headlock. Just lifts him up, gets those hands off the floor and knees up to the skull, does Kielbasa. Just waiting for Jankowski to make the first move here. He's got a lot of options. He's got the hips exposed. He's content just to do some damage, and why wouldn't he? Look at that lockdown. Jankowski drives it to the fence to avoid some danger. Back and forth in round number 2. Looking for the takedown again. It's Jankowski. Wrist control on the far side. Opens up the left elbow if he puts his head to his right. But it's a knee from Kielbasa. Mate, how's the dexterity on these two lads? You put them in a circus with a couple terriers and a trapeze, and they'll sell out the evening.
We know the hips don't lie, Matt.
Well,
great strength shown by Kielbasa thus far. Looking for a reversal. Jankowski to the body now.
Yeah, looking to set up an elbow there on the left-hand side. As Jankowski, it has the work from the shoulder from Kielbasa. As your new suit, which you're looking remarkable tonight too, Big T's covered in a little bit of sweat. Maybe we should start our own site on OnlyFans.
The same to you, Matt Williams.
Head position from Kielbasa, looks to adjust it under the chin of Jankowski. He's controlling the wrist, which will expose the near side leg if he wants it. But good work from Jankowski to fight the hands and find the center of the cage once more.
Kielbasa seemingly using the threat of a takedown to set up his hands. He had an uppercut on that entry. And more of the same for the former US Marine. He's just so strong, man.
And he's got his hands connected underneath the leg of Jankowski now and just sucks it back into his body. Gives him a little nudge with his left shoulder and finds himself on top right in front of his corner. If you don't mind, look, Sammy Cassidy knows absolutely nothing about jiu-jitsu, so he'll be no good. But he's looking good. How's the cornrows of big Sammy Cassidy tonight? Kielbasa burrowing forward, head under the chin of Jankowski. Looking to find the back again, maybe MCT.
Well, he had success in round number 1, but again. Frank Jankowski, as tough as they come. Oh, he's got to be careful. Can't grab the cage there. Matt Wynn letting that one go. And you can see on screen Matt Williams, the one, the only Kyle Noak in-house, alongside many other big names here for the massive weekend in Western Australia.
They're all in town. They've got their alarm clock set nice and early. What a way to start the weekend. Kielbasa back on that leg. He'll look to suck it in towards his hips. But he's also got the opportunity now to peek out and come up to the back if he wants it. Elects to switch to the double leg. He needs to create some space. Watch him bounce him into the cage, and he goes skyward. Jankowski collecting some air miles in Perth.
Well, it's hard to find leverage on Colton Kielbasa, and that's what happens when you can't do so. 3 from 3 in takedowns for the monster, Jankowski. Looking to fight his way out of trouble.
And he's tied him up now. And Jankowski forced to scramble, and in doing so exposes his back. Kielbasa, as soon as those hands lift up off the mat, he'll look to go upstairs with a big knee. He's denied that opportunity, and now it's Jankowski trying to fight the hands. 10 minutes to go now. Will Kielbasa go skyward once more, or will he be content just to see this one out?
That'll do it for round number 2. Subscription option.
Fight!
It's great to be on UFC Fight Pass with you, Matt Williams, providing a platform for these guys to skyrocket themselves onto the big stage.
If we provide Kielbasa much more of a platform, he's going to skyrocket Jankowski to the moon with one of those big takedowns. I'd like to see Jankowski go back to his kicking game, and he has, coming into the third. But look at that, Kielbasa closes the distance, and this is a great position to launch his offense from MCT.
Crowd doesn't like this one. And doing the reversal, using his hands to set up that deep entry. Looking for a high crotch here, Matt.
Yeah, I think Kielbasa could do a triple somersault with a half pike, and the crowd would still boom here at HBF Stadium. There's no quandaries about who the favourite is here tonight. Jankowski has had so much success at range with his kicks, but that time just got pressed up against the fence, and once more finds himself with the American on top.
Positional control once again for the Chicago native. Frank the Tank needs to fight his way up again from the canvas. 26 years of age for the young man, certainly paying his dues inside the cage here this evening.
Yeah, he needs something. He's trying to insert that butterfly hook on the right-hand side. It's a good way to start elevating and creating some space to get his back to the fence. He needs to get his feet underneath him, but Kielbasa, so heavy on top, is just edging his way around that frame, and he's looking to flatten out that butterfly. It's very hard to elevate a wrestler and not have them beat you in the scramble. Now double butterflies. This is much better now from Jankowski. This is a good opportunity to get back up against the fence, but unable to control the upper body so far of Kielbasa, who just passes that like butter. Beautiful work on top from Kielbasa.
Well, we saw this against Sean Ettrill back in Sydney. He did it for 3 rounds straight, and at the end of the fight, it looked like he could do it for another 3 rounds as he progresses his position here, looking for either a half guard or to take the bat, Matt Williams. He can't give his back, Frank Jankowski.
Well, this is bad because now Jankowski has his wrist trapped on the near side, which Kielbasa might look to abandon here to elect to go back to the hips. Oh, he's threaded the arm across the body. Look at that. A good, strong grip. It allowed him to get some ground and pound off, but that's in trying to negate that threat. Jankowski's exposed the hips once more, and with the leg laced up the way it is, all Kielbasa needs to do now is just turn the corner, and Frank the Tank's going to end up on his back once more. Here he goes, looking to turn to his right-hand side. Really extending that knee of Jankowski. Jankowski has a decision to make, and he decides to take a bit of a risk, but in doing so, he's expended a little bit of energy, and Kielbasa's in a great position to mat return. Will he go for it? 1:50 to play. Hands locked now in the S grip from Kielbasa. Great head position. Jankowski trying to pummel an underhook with the right-hand side, and he's done a good job here. Needs to create separation now, does Frank the Tank.
Final 90 seconds before we see championship rounds. Here at Eternal 87, attacking a single leg now, the Frank the Tank. Making it hard for Colton Kielbasa, but down he goes again. Absolutely relentless in his pursuit for Eternal Championship glory, Colton Kielbasa.
And he's just wearing Jankowski down. And there was a little sign there on the facial expression of Jankowski that I didn't like, a real sign of frustration. And you don't want to make a mistake against Kielbasa. He's just waiting for that moment, isn't he, as he finds himself in full guard with 1 minute to play in the third.
Well, he's answering all the questions, is the monster so far, Frank Jankowski. Looking to fight off his feet, and again, like we said so many times, he can do this all day. You might as well call him Captain America.
I'm sure he won't mind. I'd love to say, I think it's time now for Jankowski to change up the game plan. He's on his back. He's really struggled to create separation when he does get to his feet and spends a ton of energy doing so. I'd like to see him maybe attack from guard. He's in full guard now. Can he open up those legs, start to get his feet on the hips and start to create an angle? It looks like he's going to be contentious to see this one out. And the call comes from the south side team. Posture up and tee off, but Jankowski had the wrist controlled and he just...
7, the action continues. Kielbasa versus Jankowski, round 4.
Yeah, Jankowski needs to be a little bit more creative now. He's very dangerous on the outside. You know, I feel like he's not giving himself enough of a chance. He needs to occupy the space in between him and Kielbasa. Fake with the knee, or he goes upstairs with it there.
Huge knee from Frank the Tank! Down goes the monster! To the back now for Jankowski! My goodness, that'll do it! Frank Jankowski is the new Eternal Flyweight Champion! Holy smokescreen, he got it done!
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 31 seconds of round number 4. Declaring your winner by submission to the rear naked choke,